Recently, I made my first sale as a freelance videographer and it feels good. It almost didn't happen because of one mistake that I made. In this video, I'm going to tell you about how it all happened. Last year, I graduated with a master's degree in screen arts from a university in Australia. If you watched my last video, you will know that I currently don't have a job. Right now, I don't have a job or an income. I've been applying for jobs, but I couldn't get any, and that's when I decided that maybe I should do some freelance work to support myself. How do I prepare myself to work as a freelance videographer? It's good to have a portfolio of some sort because that's how you show your potential clients what you can do. How did I build my portfolio? When I was studying the screen arts course at uni, each year I will make a show reel out of all the class assignments that I've been involved in. It's not particularly impressive because it's mostly unpaid student assignments, but something is still better than nothing. Plus, there were also a few projects that I got involved in outside of the classroom. I have an unlisted playlist of my portfolio videos on YouTube. Unlisted means that if you search for it on YouTube, you won't be able to find it. But if you have the link, you can go to that link and view the videos. How did I find my first clients? By making a post in the Facebook group for my suburb. There I introduced myself, I explained about my background and what I could do for their businesses, and I got a few comments asking me to reach out to them. So I messaged them all. One was a woman who was running a business, and she replies that she doesn't know exactly what she's looking for, and she asked me if I could suggest what she should do for her business. And I think this is one thing that I have to be aware of. Sometimes businesses don't know what kind of content they should actually be making. They just want to increase their sales and increase their profits. They haven't really thought about what kind of content will help them get there. In that situation, I have to step up and also play a marketing agency's role. When I took a look at her business social media accounts, I noticed that she was barely using videos. So I suggested to her to use video content that gave some value to the viewer, not just hard selling or showcasing her products, but giving some value, whether in the form of education or entertainment or just human connection. I just didn't stop there. I follow up with an offer because I think when you are giving some options for the client to choose from, it's easier for them to process instead of them having to come up with, okay, this is probably what I need. So I made an offer saying that I will make 10 vertical videos with the duration of each somewhere around 10 to 30 seconds for 500 Australian dollars. She thought that was a good price. I made a contract on Canva. I sent her the contract and an elaborate proposal, and that's where things went wrong. In the contract, I added that she should make the full payment first, the full $500 before I begin any work. Now, why did I add that to my contract? Well, I've seen a lot of posts by videographers about clients who refuse to make the payment even after all the work was done, and they always recommend taking some deposit. But I probably made a mistake when I asked her to give me the entire $500 before we even meet up. She replied to me that she felt uncomfortable having to pay me before any work began. I guess that also makes sense from her perspective. I asked her if she was comfortable paying some deposit first and then paying the full amount later on, or if she was willing to pay the full amount only when the work was done. She replied that she wanted to make it work and suggested that we meet up first. So I went to her house. We both discussed what we could possibly do for this project. Being the desperate freelancer that I was, I compromised. I told her that I'll just charge her the full amount only when the work was delivered. We spent about 2 hours filming for the entire 10 video clips. I took my DJI Osmo Pocket 3, the one that I'm filming this video with, and my Holy Land Lock M2 wireless microphones, which I'm also using now. In the following days, I edited the clips and I shared the videos with her with a watermark on them for version control. The client came up with all the changes that she wanted to make to the 10 clips. In the contract that I drafted, 1 round of revision per video was already included in the fee. So I made the changes and I sent the revised proofs to her. And she was satisfied. So I exported the final versions of the clips without the watermark. I uploaded them onto Google Drive and I shared the Google Drive link with her, together with an invoice that I just made on Canva. Now, this was the moment of truth when I'll actually find out whether she's paying me or not. I went to bed with my fingers crossed. The next morning, I woke up and I checked my bank account and voila, that was the $500. $500 isn't much at all, and maybe I underpriced myself a bit. But hey, it's my first freelancing. It's also probably a good deal for her because she's getting 10 video clips for $500, which comes down to just $50 per video clip. The minimum wage in Western Australia is about $26, $27. Plus, there's the cost of the camera, the microphone, the laptop where I did the editing. Obviously, I can increase the price once I get a better hang of it and become more self-confident. One thing I noticed is the imposter syndrome that everyone on the internet talks about. I did notice myself wondering if I'll be able to provide any value to the client at all. But the truth is, there was a lot of value that I could provide to the client. Sometimes we forget how much we know and that not everyone knows what we know. So we tend to discount our knowledge and our capacity too much. But there's always someone who knows less than we do. And that's the same case with this video. There are tons of people who are better and more experienced at videography than me on the internet and on YouTube. If I compare myself to one of those videographers, then I'm just another person online who doesn't know what they're talking about. But then there are always going to be people who know less than me, either because they're just starting out in the field or because they know nothing about the field. The whole point of this video is not to portray myself as an up-and-coming videographer or to brag about the 500 Australian dollars. At this point, I don't want to be a full-time videographer, and I'll prefer to make my own content and be able to monetize that. And also, you can't do much with $500 in Perth. The point of this video is to celebrate a small win. Life is hard and messy, but sometimes there are good days like this out there. And I hope whoever's watching this also get to experience those good days. See you in the next video.